Hello, many thanks for clicking on the link and listening to Pledges and Futures Week presentation for the 17th to 21st of July. My name is Mr. Yeomans and I'm here to speak about what Year 7 are going to be doing in this week alongside Mrs. Bates, who also is speaking about some of the activities as well. The reason we do it on a presentation like this is so that you can listen to it a few times closer to the time when the students are going to go, so hopefully they understand exactly what they're going to be doing and when they're going to be doing it as well. This also links to the letter that the link was on, and students will also be having an assembly to clarify exactly what they're going to be doing in this week as well. So before I start actually talking about the week itself, it's really important to understand that this Pledges and Future Week is part of a really big plan. Here at Sawtry, we want students to have lots of different experiences. We want students to build and make memories with friends that they've made at Sawtry, and it's really important that we extend their boundaries of learning. So this is a coherent plan really for Pledges and Future Week from Year 7 all the way to Year 12, where they finish they're part of their doing their A-levels, and we ensure that it stays on our curriculum, so students won't just luckily get this. It is embedded throughout the whole school every single week, so students know what they're getting as they go into the future years. This is also on top of other educational visits. I know many of the students this year have visited the Space Centre in Leicester and other educational visits that have happened. So it's excellent to see that students are really getting involved in these experiences that Sawtry has to offer. So the students have been split into two groups. Students have been asked who they would like to go with, so they've picked at least one friend or two friends to be with in the group. This was organised a few weeks ago, so they should always be with someone they know, and again these groups will be shown to them in assembly over the next few weeks. As you can see, both groups on the Monday will be doing sports day. The whole school come together for that. Year 7, 8 and 9 do sports day all together on the field for the whole day. But group 1 on Tuesday will be off to Ferry Meadows, and Wednesday. They'll be doing their careers day on the Thursday and Hunstanton on the Friday, the last day of term, whereas group 2 will be visiting Hunstanton on the Tuesday, going to do their careers day on the Wednesday, and then they finish their week with Ferry Meadows on the Thursday and Friday. At the top of the letter this link is on, it states which group your child is in. So if you're not quite sure looking at this presentation, go back to the letter. At the top of the letter it states your child is in group 1 or group 2, which links to this page. So Pledges and Futures Week starts with a sports day. All students in Year 7, 8 and 9 come together for this day before they go off onto different activities on the Tuesday. It is house versus house, so students all work together, showing excellent participation and teamwork to support each other in getting the best scores they can for their house on sports day. In the morning, the Year 7s will be competing in a Year 7 rounders tournament, so house versus house rounders, and in the afternoon students will be competing in athletics. All students take part in this day. They will all do every single event. They all score points. It's about working together and teamwork. It is very much an inclusive sports day rather than a traditional sports day, and it's really important that all students take part and have a go at doing their best. For this day, students will need their PE kit. They can come in their PE kit that day. They don't need to come in school uniform. If students wish to change a PE top for their house colour, they are more than welcome. As you can see in the pictures here, many students do that. Students will also have a separate assembly on Sports Day with Mrs McCloskey to talk about the ins and outs of Sports Day, but it's really important that students have sun cream on that day. They have lots of water, there will be lots of breaks, but it is a fantastic day to start the week off.
Hi everyone, it's Mrs Bates here. I thought it was about time I put together some slides with some information about the Ferry Meadows camping trip, so here we go. We're running two trips. The first will depart on Tuesday the 18th of July and trip 2 will depart on Thursday the 20th, so please ensure you know which date your child has been allocated. On the day of departure, students are to come to school at the normal time with their full kit packed and lunch for that day. They are to come in clothes that are suitable for the activities, no need for school uniform. We'll meet in the hall where we'll take registers, and we'll then travel by coach to Ferry Meadows. We'll dump our kit straight away and we're straight into our activities for the day. Students will know which teams they're in. We are working in small groups for the activities. There'll be further games and activities which will follow in the evening, including a campfire, which I'm really excited about. And then day 2 will see us complete our activities before returning to school by coach in time for the end of the normal school day. We're only stopping for the one night, so I recommend that students pack everything in a soft hold-all style bag. No hard case suitcases or anything like that, please. They're going to need a hearty packed lunch and a water bottle for day 1, sleeping bag and pillow, a small torch just in case they need to nip to the facilities in the night, warm layers for evening activities, because if we're outside all day, we are going to notice a temperature drop in the evening. They'll need a change of clothes for day 2, things that are suitable for outdoor activities. So no jeans, make sure everything is old, it's not your best designer gear, and certainly no high heels, please. They'll need a separate set of clothes, including shoes this time as well, that they can get wet for their water activities. And I'd highly recommend they take a plastic bag to store these in afterwards, because we don't want wet, horrible kit in tents getting everything else wet. They'll need a towel and wash kit, a waterproof coat, which hopefully we won't need because I'm praying for sunshine. So hopefully you'll be packing plenty of sun cream and hats as well. We're quite happy for students to take a small amount of spending money because there is an ice cream shop and a cafe on site, and we've taken the decision to make this a no mobile phones trip. We've done this because we want students to be present in the moment, to enjoy the outdoors, to bond as a group and make those memories that they're going to cherish hopefully for years to come. We've got a school camera, school iPads, so we're going to be taking plenty of photographs that we will definitely share with you on Facebook, and we will take no responsibility for lost or damaged phones. As you can see, the 6 main activities that we've got are the climbing tower, archery, kayaking, canoeing, bell boats and problem solving, plus some further games and team building activities, which, as I mentioned earlier, includes a campfire as well in the evening, plus some other entertainment. Food-wise, students are going to be required to bring a packed lunch for day 1 and a refillable water bottle to use throughout the rest of the trip. Their evening meal will be a small fish and chips from the local fish and chip shop. Breakfast is going to be provided, which will include fruit, a cereal bar, a selection of pastries and a fruit juice. Lunch on day 2 again will be provided. This will be a ham or cheese sandwich, a cookie or a biscuit and a piece of fruit. Water and squash are going to be available at all times, and we will encourage all students to stay as hydrated as possible, particularly in the sunshine and doing all their activities. Students can bring snacks and sweets if they wish to. There is a small cafe at the sports centre that sells hot drinks, snacks and ice creams, so therefore, as I mentioned earlier, a small amount of cash is fine. Students have been emailed a Microsoft form to make their supper selection and their tent grouping preferences, and we'll do our very best to accommodate these. If you have any queries or questions at all, please don't hesitate to contact myself or Mr. Bridgman at the following email addresses. Thank you ever so much for listening.
So on another day of their Pledges and Futures Week, they will have an Enterprise Challenge. This will take place in the hall at the school, and they will need to be wearing their school uniform for that day. As I said earlier, one group will be doing this on the Wednesday and the other group will be doing this on the Thursday. Essentially, they'll be working in small teams of around 8 to 10 where they are a business, and they will be selling, making, buying origami ducks as part of a business model. They also learn lots of different skills within the workplace, and they'll be listening to some external speakers about their careers. It's a fantastic way to start students' careers education, which is a really big part of Sawtry Village Academy. They'll also be working on Unifrog a little bit, where they've been doing that in their core studies lessons this year. But it's a fantastic fun day where they're working on those entrepreneurial and business skills. So another really exciting day of Pledges and Futures Week is Hunstanton. Students need to be in school as normal for that day, so 8:45 at the latest to register, as the coach departs at 9 a.m. Students can get the bus as normal into school if they wish, or if they're walking to school, but they must be here before 8:45 a.m. as normal. Students are able to wear non-school appropriate clothing for that day. They should bring a backpack, like their school backpack, which has all the things listed on this PowerPoint slide. And it's really important that they have appropriate non-school uniform, as they'll be doing a variety of different activities on this day. They start with Sea Life Centre, where they're able to explore the Sea Life Centre, but also some educational parts with staff there. All of that is pre-paid for already. After that, there's a bit of free time where students can decide if they want to go off and do some mini golf. If they wish to do that, they'll need to pay for that locally. That can be paid for by card, or they can pay for it in cash. It's around £6 to play. Students will also be able to go to an arcade selected by the staff going on the trip, and go to souvenir shops there as well. Students will then take a walk, have their packed lunch, and wander on to Old Hunstanton Beach, where they'll spend a few hours in the afternoon, hopefully enjoying the sun. They're allowed to paddle, but they are not allowed to swim in the sea. And hopefully that's a really enjoyable afternoon where they can enjoy time with their friends to socialise. The time to arrive back that day will be around 6 p.m, so they'll be leaving Hunstanton around 4 p.m, with a return time around 6 p.m. It really is important that they bring sun cream, drinks bottle, a towel to get rid of the sand off their feet before they get back onto the coach, in their backpack, ready to go. If students do want to buy some food, there will be opportunity to do that there as well, but it would be a really good idea to bring some lunch, just in case it isn't open or it's very busy and they are unable to get anything. So that is the end of the presentation today. Thank you so much for taking time to listen. Hopefully it has been useful and you understand what exactly is happening for that Pledges and Futures week. The reason we have done a presentation like this rather than bringing everyone to the hall is because you can listen to it again, and also many parents are busy on different nights, so it's really difficult to get every parent and child there on the same night. So hopefully you can listen to this again if needed, but it would be also a good idea to listen to it closer to the time before Pledges and Futures Week happens. And there will be one final letter that comes out about a week, 10 days or so before the Pledges and Futures Week, to remind you of the final details and also give those emergency contact details to you if you need them during that Pledges and Futures Week. If you have any questions from today, please do not hesitate to email the relevant members of staff, whether it's for Ferry Meadows for the rest of Pledges and Futures Week. It's really important that we answer those questions if you have any. There will be, as part of this letter, the student information form to fill in, so please do that and hand that back into the finance office. If you cannot print one off, then there are many printed copies in the finance office that students can pick up, because that is the next part of this process. Students will have an assembly about all of this as well in the near future, and hopefully it will be a fantastic week to finish off what has been an excellent year for our lovely Year 7. Many thanks for listening. Have a lovely evening.